This is the fun side. This is Queen Keeks Show.
Welcome everybody to All Elite with Keeks and Friends. I am Keeks and I am here with a great friend, Blue.
I finally made it.
He finally made it, Blue.
I made it. Mama, I made it.
Check out
Baby,
the shirt.
I love you.
Check out the shirt. You know what I'm saying? He pushing the shirt.
Hold on, put the mic down. Hold up. There you go.
He pushing the shirt.
Yeah.
Make sure you see the logo, Blue Magic Grind. Make sure you follow him. Make sure you follow the podcast. Mix Tag. Shout out to y'all.
Mix Tag Show.
Yes, Mix Tag Show. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all follow them and subscribe to them. We'll
be back in. We'll be back in September. We took a little hiatus.
Okay. Everybody need a break.
Yeah.
Everybody need a break. I'm repping work husband Drip. I am wearing the shades like you, okay? I love you, Drip. But anyways, we're still we're gonna get into some things. We're gonna discuss Fyter Fest. We're gonna discuss Rampage. We also gonna discuss a little bit of the ROH pay-per-view as well.
Okay.
We're gonna get into some things. If you join the chat, welcome to the chat. I know it's not gonna be a lot of people because outside of the AEW news, we heard about the WWE news, so I'm pretty sure people gonna be tuning in to Raw right now. So it's cool. It is right. What it is.
Are we live?
Yeah, we live. Hey, Drip.
I thought we was. Oh, okay. Hey.
You never know. You know what I'm saying? Drip, I'm repping you today, work husband. Okay, so we're gonna get on the first subject of Fyter Fest, the opening of AEW Dynamite that happened this past Wednesday. Put the first subject up, Mr. Banks, on the one of the twos. We have Best Friends versus Moxley and Yoda. Now we know that it was, of course, Yoda has he has history with Best Friends. He used to be with Best Friends, and we saw that he left Best Friends and recruited by William Regal to the faction. So what did you think of the match? Did you enjoy it? Did you what was your take on it, Mr. Buck?
No, I enjoyed the match. Again, it had the backstory to it with Yuta and Best Friends. It was just interesting to see that both of them this time had something against Yuta, because Yuta basically was like, man, yeah, like, I know you used to be cool, but this gang right here,
right.
this gang right here, and this how we roll. So it was dope to see that story develop, and it's interesting to see how Best Friends keep going, because I feel like they've been like falling apart ever since Yuta left.
Right,
and that's like an interesting situation too. So I enjoyed this match, and of course, when Moxie's in the ring, Moxie goes. So
yes, period. Yes, and I like the interaction between Yoda and also Travis. That's his name. Which
Who?
I can't think of his name right now. Sorry,
y'all. That's why I ain't say no names. I can't remember either.
Shoot, I can.
Not Trent. Not Trent. The other guy.
That's what I'm talking about. Trent, because him and Trent was.
Oh, you talking about Trent? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I thought you was talking about when the other guy turned on, because they used to be cool. He used to try to like hold Trent back, and then Yuta was like, man.
Yeah, so that was a great opener. It may be a potential storyline there. I think they're just playing around with it and see. But it's very interesting because I like all four of them. I like Best Friends. I like
they're cool.
So yeah, it's very cool. I really like Trent too. So, but not too much on that. Let's get on the next subject. Swerve in Our Glory and Kevin Gates segment. Swerve in Our Glory won the new AEW Tag Team Champions. They came out to celebrate. Beautiful moment. You know what I'm saying? They was in AEW. I said Wednesday was AEW South because they was in Atlanta. And you could tell they was in Atlanta because
they brought out the stars.
Yeah.
They brought out the stars for that one.
Yeah. Atlanta showed out. It was a bunch of beautiful black faces in the crowd. And you could tell they was in Atlanta for real. So how did you enjoyed the celebration? Yeah,
I thought it was very interesting how they handled that. And then having Tony Nese interrupt and the reference to Young M.A. I'm like, yo, really though? Word, they had Jermaine Dupri out there. They was working it. They made sure everybody knew that they was in Atlanta that night. And it was dope to see because sometimes it's done, and sometimes it's done well, sometimes it's done not so well. But with Swerve and Keith, they tap into it the way they tap into it, and it makes it feel organic. It doesn't seem written. It doesn't seem like it's forced or anything like that. So I love when they do stuff like that and give a nod to the culture or whatever, because sometimes it's missing in the program. Let's be honest. And they bring it. So it was dope to see that whole interaction, even with West Side Gun. They made sure to give him a quick look on the camera as well during the segment. So it was a dope thing. I ain't expect Kevin Gates to put hands on old boy though. That punch looked kind of stiff. If it was a work punch.
Kevin Gates is all elite.
Facts. Well, that's why you seen Kevin Gates or something like that at Raw.
Right. Kudos to Tony Nese because I think from what I've heard, he wanted Kevin Gates to actually punch him to make it, look real and everything. And of course he took it like a G. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because I want to say that punch like it connected. I'm like, yo.
Right. He grabbed the chain and connected with it. I was like, oh shit. So that made it to Double XL. They made it the Shade Room.
Right.
That was everywhere. You had people that ain't watched wrestling a long time just texting me, what Kevin Gates doing on? What Kevin Gates wrestling now? What is going on?
What's AEW? What's this?
Right. I was getting a whole bunch of that. People were like, I heard about AEW, but I didn't know they was doing it like this. I might need to tune in.
They tapped into the right coach at Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Oh, y'all in the chat. What they saying in the chat, Banks? They should have used welcome. Yeah.
Yo, that would have set it off. Chuck T, that's what it is.
Yeah, we could. Me and Blue, we vibing right now. So we forget names. So we vibing right now.
Definitely, we
having a good time right now on a Monday.
Definitely.
But shout out to Swerve in Our Glory on that championship. So it is setting up now that we do have Tony Nese versus Swerve, I believe, for
Tony Nese and his manager. What's that dude name? I keep forgetting that man's name.
I forget.
But it's 2-on-1 it's 2-on-1 with Keith Lee banned from ringside. So
yeah,
it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, so we got that coming up on Wednesday. So after that happened, we had the next match, Put It Up Banks. We had Ricky Starks. He did the opening for the
God.
Yeah. He did the opening for the FTW Championship. Not that one. So he did that match, and he faced an indie wrestler.
He's not even an indie wrestler. Did he just come from NXT? Cole Carter?
You know better than me. That was my first time seeing him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think he used to be at. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. But I think he used to be with NXT, and then when he got let go, he came back because he was making jokes like he got let go, talking about he was swimming with the fishes. He made his debut on AEW on Shark Week, so it was kind of like
wow.
It just all played out. I was seeing the jokes on that, but yeah, because he was part of that. He was part of that Italian group on NXT, and then he got released, and they said he was swimming with the fishes to like try to like write them off, I guess.
Oh,
And he popped up. Yeah, he failed the drug test. Yeah. And then he came back on Shark Week, so they was cracking jokes about that.
wow.
Like, then he came back with the Sharks. But yeah, it was a dope match. But Ricky Starks, like the god, like I said.
Oh yeah.
My man's on the next level. If they don't put they keep saying the FTW title is not, recognized. Y'all better put a title that's recognized on that man and stop wasting his damn time.
I don't know if that's a Taz thing that's going on, like Taz, if it has something to do with Taz or something. I don't know why it's not a credible champion
title.
I'm sorry. And
champion title. I mean, we can say belt. It's all right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't. Is it Taz? Is it more a Taz? Like he doesn't want it?
I think it's because they just don't want too many titles floating around AEWs for singles for men. And it's kind of like a prop. It's like a prop belt. Like Taz used to carry it around ECW, and it wasn't really like a official title to ECW either. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's kind of like that distinct. Like it's kind of that distinct. Like just my type situation. But I don't know. They need to put a real belt on him if that's the case, because my man is money.
Yeah. I think it's gonna get to that point because I was seeing people saying that Hook will end up being the FTW champion soon. So it makes sense. That's why they didn't even get the tag titles, because they're gonna push them to be single stars anyway. So
yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
But here's the crazy thing, right? Speaking of Hook, I feel like they cooled down on him ASAP. Like I don't know why that happened.
Did he hurt himself?
Did he?
I know. He was booked for like 2 big indie shows. I think he want him to do like more indie shows to,
okay,
get better,
build him up and get his representative. Yeah.
But that match was a good match, and then of course afterwards Ricky Starks cut a promo, like say hey to Mama Keeks if y'all heard her.
Hey,
I got on shades in the inside
in the house. Well, you got shades on in the house, girl. What you doing over there?
But he cut a promo to another open challenge because this other person is a joke, and then you had Danhausen come out, and we just shot. That shocked me a lot. I was really expecting somebody else, to be honest with you.
Like a real person? Like somebody that's going to be actually a threat to the title?
Yeah, like I thought that was all right, we're going to pop it off for Ricky Starks, but I understand because they do have a little history in the indie scene, so right. I get it.
Right.
I'm mad at it, I guess.
I mean, I don't feel like he's a real threat.
Right. But he is cool with Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. He is part of the best friends, right? If they're trying
to get to that point, that would be cool. I would actually be for that. Ricky Starks versus Orange Cassidy down the line.
Can you imagine Orange Cassidy with the FTW title? That Naito was bad.
That was really bad. Yes, and that will make it because Taz will be so pissed off all the time. Yes. That will actually be entertaining.
Yes, that'd be hilarious.
That would be very hilarious. But
I want to see. I don't think we ever seen Orange Cassidy carry a title, so it'll be interesting how he really treats a title. Right,
but it's like I said on previous shows. Orange Cassidy is probably one of those stars. Like he doesn't necessarily need a title to still be over. He'll always be over no matter what.
Facts.
Just like Darby Allin. Like they will always be over no matter what. They don't really need a title.
Yeah, that's true.
But and next after that segment that happened, we have women business.
All men should stay out of women business because that's women business.
I'm mind my business.
Athena and Willow. It was supposed to be a trios match, but Layla Gray was out. She wasn't cleared. So we ended up getting Athena and the Willow versus Jade and Kiera Hogan. We ended up getting that. Jermaine Dupri came out with Jade Cargill. That was random, but I was here for it.
Facts. I think it's one of those things. Isn't Jade from the ATL area? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like they had her come out with somebody from the ATL, like, you know, backing her type thing. But they made my man sit in the corner in a chair like a little kid, though. I was kind of like, he can't even stand on the apron, like
he's so
stand on the
short,
side or something.
He looked just, and then he was sitting right next to him. They look like brothers and shit.
Right.
What is that now? Over the injured, better get injured. What? What's up? Put that comment up. What he say?
He talking about Layla Gray.
I think because she had like an indie match. And she hurt herself at an indie match because you know she's an indie wrestler. So I think that's
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Y'all saying that Athena ain't got no swag, like charisma. She do. I like her. I don't mind her finding her voice and herself. I mean, people trying to, you know, say she's trying to code switch, whatever. Y'all need to watch WWE. I'm pretty sure y'all seen her talking WWE. It's the same thing. She's an awkward black girl. You know what I mean? Like, she's a gamer. Like, it's just who she is. But yeah, Willow's, she's out of this world. Like, just her. Yeah. Just her. It just like my wife sometimes watch with me. She's like, she got a ball of energy, like positive energy about her.
Yes, I love Willow, and I get to see her black girl magic. But Willow is probably will be the biggest baby face soon, and I've heard they're really closing the deal on her. So that would be a good thing. She's
for Ring of Honor or for AEW?
I think Ring of Honor.
Nah, she needs to be at AEW. I'm sorry.
Well, it makes AEW's pretty much stacked right now, so it makes sense for her to be a face at Ring of Honor now, where she can get a shot.
But here's the problem. You don't have a face like her at AEW. There's nobody that could be a big of a baby face that she is.
Excuse me. You forgot Chris the Stallion exists.
Yeah, but she doesn't like. Chris the Stallion, like she got that vibe about, like, she, you know, she's an ass kicker. I'm talking about in terms of like what the kids could adapt to, like kind of like how Bailey was when she first came out with NXT and come to the main roster. I feel like Willow has that naturally. You know what I mean? Like, she's money, like, coming out. Nobody else on that roster has that. She could be a top baby face. That's that role model right there.
I'm trying to see. Maybe you're right.
Chris Statler, she's an ass kicker. Like, she, you know what I'm saying? She you know, she could go in the ring and she's tough. Willow's like energy, like happy and, you know, bubbly. Like, that's what they need. They don't have nobody like that on the roster at all.
But it's too much badasses for one bubbly. It's not gonna fit. Well, Rio was bubbly.
Who?
Rio,
yeah, but she hasn't been around for a while.
Okay. I'm trying to think who else is bubbly a little bit. You right. There is no bubbly.
Even in the men's, who's bubbly in the men's side? Like, that could, like, really fit that role.
Orange Cassidy.
He ain't got no charisma. That's his gimmick. He got no charisma.
I'm like, who else? But you right on that. You right on that. That does make sense. But then I also, like, it's a great opportunity to have her as the face of a company too. So
right. And
then plus ROH is still kind of building a roster a little bit because they trying to figure it out for their TV deal. So makes sense.
Yeah. They do need some things over there, Ring Honor.
Yeah, it makes sense. And I also, because it was people were also like having a discourse on Twitter about Athena, and I was saying, like, you know, we witnessed Athena before, but I think this is like the first time that all eyes are on you, and I think her noticing that, it kind of made her nervous on certain spots, like that one exchange that she had. She just stood in the ring before she did the dive, and then I was just like, Athena, come on, you gotta, you're saying that WWE made a mistake. This is the time to prove that, baby. You gotta go for it, baby. Like, you can't just sit there and be shook like a stripper. Do it. You gotta do it. You know what I'm saying?
Shaking like a $2 stripper.
But she did a great job, with the chemistry with Jade, because as I've always said, Jade is improving, but Jade is still not confident in certain moves that she does. And
Right.
Athena did real good as far as the interaction with her to not
Right.
showcase
Guiding
it
her.
too much. Because Jay's still kind of timid on certain things because I feel like she's not confident in certain things, like certain moves
Right.
that she does. Not saying she's not confident at all, but you can tell as an athlete
Hesitation.
when you, yes, perfectly said what Blue said, what you said.
Sometimes you hesitate.
Yeah.
And it's fine. She's gonna learn. Like, it takes time when you do more reps in the ring and you start getting comfortable with your moveset. You know, she probably just learned it that morning or a week before, and you know she's probably need more time with it. And then because all the other moves that she used to be hesitant about, she's hitting on the key now.
Exactly.
The only thing she got, in my opinion, the only thing she got left to do is just to stop thinking in the ring. You could sometimes see her stop and think.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like she's like, all right, this is what we got to do next. Like, don't overthink it. It's kind of like flow. It's, you know.
She still kind of have that basketball mindset.
Right. Let me. What's next?
What's the play? What the
right.
Play and I gotta like. She still has that. She gotta break
doing a triangle.
We're
running the triangle.
Right. We doing this like we do it. She still got that, and I can tell that she does. Like that's even with because the difference between her and Bianca run track, so she doesn't necessarily have to think. She just has to do.
Right, she's got to go. Yep.
But basketball, you have to learn the plays. You have to remember the plays. You have to remember this and this.
The assignments, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
it should be good. It should be fun.
Yeah.
I have great confidence in all four of them. Shout out to Kiera Hogan too. Like, I feel like she flies underneath the radar a lot because she's around like Jade and Red Velvet and, you know, always throwing in the matches with other people. But she's been doing very well, and I'm surprised that she hasn't gotten that All Elite poster yet, like so many other people has gotten. She's been holding her own since she's been, you know, put in this role. She hasn't complained. She did the darks. She did, you know what I'm saying? She went through the works, and then now she got put in a good situation. I hope that she does get that final contract, I guess. The All Elite.
I feel like they're gonna put her in ROH too.
Dang.
Why you treat ROH like a lower card or something?
Nah, it's not like that. It's just like, because she's been there before. You know what I mean? Like, you want to see people graduate and do different things. Like, Willow, because you don't know because when we did when we did the media call with Tony this past Thursday, he's still working out on TV deal. So if he doesn't have a TV deal yet, where are these people going to be at in the meantime? Like, you know what I mean? Right. And they deserve to be on TV and prime time, in my opinion. Or even if it's going to be YouTube. Like, YouTube is free. Sometimes we forget that. You can watch the stuff on YouTube. But I just like to see them, like, you know, with a role, I guess.
Yeah, of course. Now, next, Jungle Boy is back. We previously had a match with Christian and Luchasaurus versus Butcher and Blade. If I'm not mistaken, it was Butcher and Blade versus No. Varsity Blondes. I'm sorry. Yep. Varsity Blondes. It was Varsity Blondes versus Christian and Luchasaurus. And of course that was a squash match. Luchasaurus put them in the dirt. That was the end of that. And afterwards, Christian do what Christian does best. Shout out to the peepers in the chat. Peepers gang, we hear gang shit, whole lot of. Then Jungle Boy music plays, looking like his daddy. Jungle Boy look just like him. Oh my god, don't he look just like him? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Jungle Boy comes out and chases Christian, and Christian ran up all the way into the audience. Luchasaurus was next to Jungle Boy, so we don't know how that's gonna go. We don't know if Luchasaurus is Team Jungle or if he wants to be with Christian. That's up in the air right now.
Here's the thing about that, right? Everybody knows I love AEW, right? I love the product. I love watching it, the matches. But sometimes they just try too hard, because this right here made no damn sense at all. Because Christian, for the past couple of weeks, been making Luchasaurus attack people that looks like Jungle Boy. Mm-hmm. So it means that Luchasaurus got beef with Jungle Boy, right? Mm-hmm. Jungle Boy pulled up. He just beat up the Varsity Boys because they look like Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy pull up, and you step aside and let him get to Christian. Like, Like, you ain't intervene. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't say, all right, go ahead, psych, and snatch him back. Like,
right.
I'm saying, like, that was inconsistent in my opinion.
Yeah. And being that Christian is a real vet, I'm pretty sure he'll probably be like, okay, we need to do something. I don't like that. So let's change it up. So maybe we will get a whole mind game where Luchasaurus ends up attacking Jungle Boy at some point. Right. Because it doesn't make sense. We're building Luchasaurus to be this big man, and then he sees Jungle Boy, is just like, oh, my bro. Nah, how's Jungle Boy?
Right. Like,
just do it.
Just got new gear. He just got new gear, new mask.
Right.
Like,
a whole interest music and fire.
Right. Like,
out.
Just to step aside for Jungle Boy?
Why you saying like this?
Cause he's doing all that work talking about, yeah, this is for Jungle Boy. And wait till I see Jungle Boy. You saw Jungle Boy and you stepped to the side like it was nothing. Like, like he stepped out there like, you got it. Like, what?
Right.
My man ain't even put no hands on you. Like,
why you, bro? What
they gotta fix that.
The dick eating is crazy. Why you?
Right. You got something on your chin. You gotta wipe that off.
But yeah, that happened. So we're gonna go on to the next subject. The main event. I feel like we ain't missing nothing, is we? Something else happened before that, didn't it?
No. So
nah.
The barbed wire was the closeout.
Yeah,
y'all, excuse me. It's Monday.
But it ain't Crown and Henny. Back to y'all.
Shout out. You see my designer? Shout out to my designer.
Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. I just retired from Henny like last year. Went to Mexico and got some authentic tequila. I was like, yeah. I think I'm good on Henny. Cause I used to be a Henny boy, like bottles of Henny everywhere.
If you go to Mexico, all you need is probably like 3 shots and you done.
Yo, they got the authentic straight from the cactus. Like no headaches the next day. Like
done. You out of there. It's over. It's over.
I bought like me and my wife bought back at least like 10 bottles. At least back, and they still here. Like we got some left over. It was just that good. Like we got to savor this. Like nah. Well, no, next time we go back to Mexico. Let's keep this going.
Right. But we get into a main event. Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston, the barbed wire match. And then he would put that picture up, like. But what ended up happening, of course, Jazz was in a cage. They was locked up. They had him to the ceiling or whatever. It was a very violent match. If you don't know the difference between, Jericho came out as the Painmaker. So people was like, what's the difference? I'm like, what I say on Twitter, I said, have you ever seen Jericho do a hardcore match as Jericho? No. That's why he has a whole alternate ego to do that. Right. He barely does that. I don't even think he likes doing it, but he'll do it.
Right. He'll do it for the people that he want to put over.
Yeah. So he doesn't like doing it. So that's why he has that alternate ego. And Eddie Kingston was Eddie Kingston. I like Eddie Kingston, but it comes to Jericho, I don't like him. So I'm biased when it comes to Jericho.
You can't root for both these guys?
No. Pick a side. Pick a side. Like Nicki Minaj said, pick a side.
That's hilarious.
Pick a side. So that's what you had to do. There you go. Yeah. That's about to go. But it was a very violent match. They even had the mic and barbed wire. They had everything in barbed wire. That was crazy.
That was unique.
That was very unique. Jericho's damn near 51, 52 years old, and he doing moonsaults and shit and landing on the barbed wire. Oh, it scared me half to death. I was just like,
that last bump when he got put in the bed, I'm like, yo.
I almost ran out there. I almost ran out there. I almost called Eddie Kingston hands. Like, get away from him. Get off of him. It's enough. But a lot of things happened in that match. We had fucking Tay Conti come out. And then Anna Jay ended up coming out. Anna Jay does a whole heel turn because Ruby Soho came out because Ruby Soho is cool with Eddie Kingston. She came out to attack Tay Conti for being out there. And then
she was the one that pushed the button. She was the one that lifted up the cage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anna Jay had the whole heel turn and shocked everybody.
Yeah. So she not Dark Order no more?
You know what? Dark Order ain't been the same since Brody passed, so I don't know what's going on with that. So, you know, I don't know. They probably slowly breaking them apart so they can be their own identity or whatever because it's just not working. I don't know.
Yeah, they need a leader.
Yeah, because the fans still rock with Dark Order, but they're not as interested as they were since Brody passed. So, and I feel like Tony sees that. So it's just like, you know, let's just, you know, break them up to have them a single star. Because even when Allen didn't renew his contract, he was just like, it's no beef. It's just that it's no.
You gotta grow.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just gotta go and move forward or whatever. I'm still Dark Order, but I just want to do my own thing. And that happened. So Anna Jay is, I guess, part of Jazz now. I'm not sure. They didn't make it official, but it looks like it because she with her girl, Tay Conti. So, that's her road dog.
So rumor has it is that they're trying to prepare for a women's tag team division.
It's too soon.
So
that's way.
I said rumor has it. Rumor has it. So
yeah, I heard that too.
That's why you got the whole Thunderstorm, and that's why you got everything everywhere, and like everybody have tag teams now, and the baddies, and Willow and Athena and them, and so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, very interesting. It's too soon, in my opinion, because you still have work to do as far as the women's division, even though it is progressing. They're starting to give them more TV time, but I just don't push the gun just as, you know, right now. You know, don't do it out of spite either.
Yeah.
No need to do it out of spite because you know, don't do it right now. We still trying to, you know, progress. We seeing the light in the tunnel right now with the women's division at AEW. So slowly but surely, you know. So a lot of y'all was upset that my Jerry Goat took the dub. I guess some of y'all.
But now they won.
Huh?
But now they won.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People forgot that fucking BCC won the last time. Eddie and them, they won the pay-per-view.
So it's technically 2-1 because Eddie beat him first, and then his team took the win, and then now Jericho got one.
Thank you. It was the right call.
Just to be complaining.
Right, it was the right call. Cry. They were like, cry. I won. Put Jericho.
They don't always do 50-50 bookings, but sometimes they do it just, you know, prolong the story. It happens.
Yeah. The winner. And then Eddie Kingston just carelessly throws him when the match is over. Throws him in the whole bed of thorns. Oh my God.
Teach your man how to squabble.
Banks, don't try me. Just, he threw him down. And then Jericho broke his nose in that match. I was just like, oh my God. I was like, I hate it. Don't put that up. So they end up happening. If you in the chat, tell me what's going on the other side. What's going on the other side? But yeah.
What's the link so I can retweet this? My bad. So what's the link so I can retweet it?
It should be on Public Enemy's page. I'm not sure. I didn't know we was gonna be live.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I didn't know it was gonna be live like that. We
Well,
live, baby.
We
If
live,
anybody
baby.
is listening, not to interrupt y'all, Public Enemies on Twitter, PE3 on Twitter. We live right now. Send the link to everybody that you know. That is.
Send the link. Send it. Sending the link.
If you in the comments and you watching Raw, is Madcap Moss on there? Just let me.
Why do you keep a Madcap Moss?
I love Mac. Listen, Madcap Moss is the one. I'm telling you, he's the future. I'm telling y'all, he's the future. But back on AEW, because I don't want to piss people off. I'm sorry, y'all. We're gonna get into Rampage. Paige and Silver versus Butcher and Blade. It was a cute little opener. A random Rampage match, but we haven't seen Paige in the ring in a minute, so it was a good match for him or whatever. You know, I like Butcher and Blade though. I really do.
Yo, I feel like that's a dope gimmick, and they don't get enough like credit for what they do in the ring.
Yeah,
like that was a very unique thing of Butcher and the Blade. Like that's not a common thing to come up with, and their whole like get up and stuff. It's interesting.
Right.
We actually like I would actually see them in a storyline type situation.
Cause Butcher be coming out with the whole chicken or the pork chop or whatever. I like that shit. He's taking a bite out of it and just coming out like he in a bar fight or something. I really like that. When I first seen them, I like that gimmick, Butcher, Blade, and Bunny. It works for me. So hopefully we see them more. I would love to see them, Butcher and Blade versus Malachi Black and Brody King, but that's just me. One day.
Yeah, they gotta go there somewhere. Like I like how Brody King's been oppressing a lot of people lately, so it'd be interesting to see how that keeps going. And you know, Malachi Black, I feel like he's been like he's been like just going for the ride in my opinion, but he's slowly building.
Right.
So I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, they need to do something with them though. They need to do something. It's time. It's time for them to go into like, I mean, if they bring the trios title. Hopefully. They
said they already got the belts made.
Oh, that's interesting. I want to.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what they're waiting on. Why you keep putting that up? Why you keep putting my Sting like that? Banks.
I love Sting as well. I just wanted to show you what's going on. And y'all point of the whole rivalry program. But I love Sting as well. One day we're going to have that conversation.
Mm-hmm. Next up on Rampage, we had Caster versus Gunn in a rap battle with Lil Scrappy as the judge.
They brought the hood out.
They brought Atlanta out.
Not the entourages, not the entourages, but otherwise.
All right, they brought the hood out.
I look at the entourages like, who are these people? Like, why do y'all got some random people standing in the ring with them?
Right. And Scrappy was just high key so into it. You're like, ooh, like,
he was.
And y'all, Scrappy is booked for the Battle Slam match, and he cut a promo to it. It was so interesting. I gotta check out Battle Slam. One day I'm gonna go to Atlanta to go to a match.
Yeah, Battle Slam is dope. I've watched the first 2 Battle Slams.
Me too.
Takeover is this weekend, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Big Takeover was this weekend. I was hoping it would book Takeover with Jay Bougie and them, and would have made it unless they pop up. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. If you ever tuning in Battle Slam, Keeks is coming to a show one of these days. I like what they're doing. They're mixing hip hop and wrestling in the right way. What I've been asking for, because y'all know I hold the South down. So sometimes it's okay to add a little trap with shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotta make a trip to Atlanta too. I haven't been to Atlanta till like I went to Atlanta Greek picnic like a long time ago.
Oh my God! I know you was up in that thing.
Yeah,
we always used to hear about that at school.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
He said, "Wow."
That was a long time ago.
Sorry, Mrs. Blue.
Yeah, nah. We don't talk about those days.
But Caster cut a freestyle, and Austin Gunn did one. What you thought about did you listen to the freestyle? It was fun.
I did. It was cool. Gunn was it was okay. But Caster, I feel like Caster did a little bit better, of course. But it was not compared to when we got other battles in wrestling. But Caster did come with some bars on his last go that kind of like shut it down. Scrappy was the best part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah.
His game was on point.
He made it so interesting. It was so funny. John Cena would have wiped the floor with both of them, though. It's crazy.
Yo, where did he go when they started brawling? Like, he just disappeared out of the ring. Like, I looked down and looked up, he was gone. Like, where did Scrappy go?
He got out of there. He was like, oh, no. Y'all do
That ain't pay me for this one.
Yeah.
To the Battle Slam.
Yeah, I do that at Battle Slam. I don't do that here. So that was a fun little segment on Rampage. So we ain't gonna spend too much time on it. So we're gonna go to the next one. We had Dante Martin versus Lee Moriarty. I be saying his name wrong. I'm sorry, Lee. I'm sorry, my accent. Sorry.
It's all right. It happens.
It's cool. But look like Lee might be turning heel the way that he won.
See, and this again, I love AEW, but this one that doesn't make sense because Gresham just turned heel on him less than 2 weeks ago, and then now he's turning heel. Like, granted, I would love to see him as a heel role because it looks like it's going to turn out good, especially if he teams up with Stokely. But it was just like it happened too fast back to back. Like, you didn't let it marinate that he got turned on. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's more up because Lee is tired of losing, and then he's tired of doing things the fair way. So I kind of get what ended up happening. But like you said, it kind of didn't make sense. But I'm going to just trust the process because every time, you know what I'm saying, TK, it's like when you complain and then everything unfolds, it's like, okay, maybe I should.
Okay, maybe
I should be quiet. And it's like I always say that WWE is the toxic boyfriend and AEW is this new boyfriend, and we so used to the toxic way that when, you know, even when Adam Page, we was like, nah, Adam Page ain't gonna get this title. And he ended up getting it. We was like, okay, y'all, we may need to just trust the process at this point.
Right. You're right.
So maybe we just need to trust it a little bit with Lee. So we'll see what they end up happening. But
I kind of wanted to see him in Blackpool Combat Club though.
Really?
When Brian Danielson mentioned him, he was one of the people that mentioned. I was like, yo, that'd been dope if you would have turned Den to join after you'd have joined. I feel like that'd have been a dope situation for them. But
you know, he had got hurt.
Yeah.
Around that time.
That injury bug, man, I tell you, it be fucking up everything.
It's 2022 has been wild in the wrestling community. Injury bugs and allegations and shit. It's been a lot. It's been a lot.
Yeah.
It's been
Wrestling bingo was wild this year.
The man retiring was not on my bingo card at all. It was
at all.
Whew, it's crazy. But we gonna get on to the next match. Women business, another one.
All men should stay out of women business because that's women business.
We had Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter versus Ambrosia, and also Sky Blue. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know what I was doing while this match was on. I just looked and I saw Baker and Hayter won.
That's their first win as a team.
Yeah. So, and then they also setting up for Baker and Hayter versus Thunderstorm. So, of course, that's going to be a match. I don't know if they're going to be. Is that a match for Dynamite? Was it? They announced it for Dynamite.
I don't think they announced when yet. Or did they?
Okay. But that's what it looked like it's leading up to.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Because they came out there with the sandbag, which is like, you know, you use during the thunderstorm and all that case.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for Hayter to turn on Baker. Like,
Me too. Me too.
Like, we already see it coming. We see it happening. We seeing it
happen. Like, we seeing it play off. So it will eventually happen because Hayter is going to be. She's going to be tired of being in the shadow of Britt Baker. She's going to be tired of, because she's so much better than her. And, you know, and so much better than her. But Britt Baker's
Right.
money, and I can't deny that. And I know people are, y'all get irritated of seeing Britt Baker on the screen and all this stuff. Y'all have to understand, Britt Baker is still the top women that sells in merch. She's still the top, she draws. So it is what it is.
And she's a dentist.
Money. Huh?
And she's a dentist.
Right. And she's money. So it is what it is. If you want something different, y'all gonna have to start coming through for these other women. Like I always say, y'all don't come through for Thunder Rosa, but y'all complain that she ain't on TV. But when she is on TV, y'all don't be there. So You gotta start putting your money where your mouth is. Like you can't be complaining and you ain't there for these women. Like Jay Cargill's a star, but is y'all buying her merch? No.
Right. This is what I say. If y'all not watching Dark, if y'all complain about watching it on YouTube, then you have no reason to complain at all because that's free, and they watch those analytics to see who they need to call up. Mm-hmm. Like if you especially if you're doing a podcast and you claim to know about these analytics, but you complain about YouTube, then you must not know how analytics work because they're watching when them junks pop, so they can pull up people like, all right, this person is trending, all right, this person got views and. Nah, like if you're not watching, if you want to support these wrestlers and they put them on Dark, watch their segments. Like you support with your dollars, you support with your views because views turn into dollars.
Exactly.
Like just watch their segment.
So,
like, I'm tired of complaining, man. That's all they just
like
complaining.
you complaining and you're not doing it. Like, buy the merch. You see me with my Penta shit on? Buy the merch.
Exactly.
You gotta buy it. Support these people.
That bread. Y'all spend that bread.
Tweeting them is not enough. Like if you can tweet them all day, but you ain't buying shit.
Hashtags ain't bringing money. Views and merch bring money.
It's not. So start buying Thunder Rosa's shit. Start buying Jade Cargill's shit. Start buying Tony
Willow,
Storm's
Athena,
shit. Willow shit. Like y'all gotta start buying these ladies stuff. This is not even for this is women division, period. Y'all gotta start buying their stuff. Like it's more than just we need to do this and this and this. Y'all gotta start buying shit.
Right.
Exactly. Vaughn, I love you, but that's enough of the WWE talk, okay? If you're not gonna tell me that Madcap Moss is on TV, I don't want to hear it right now, okay? But you right. But I gotta hurt business first. But you right. But enough of that, okay? This is AEW All Elite with Keeks. It's not Keeks Wrestling All Wrestling. This is All Elite. So fine. Okay. Next subject. We have Jay Lethal versus Christopher Daniels. They had a match. These two have history with ROH and also TNA. I don't know why that has THA.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out. I was like, wait.
Banks was talking too fast. I don't know. It's okay, Banks.
I think they meant Impact. It's okay. It happens.
Yeah, it happens. I love Banks, though. It's okay. He does no wrong. There you go.
There you go. Oh, he on it. He on it.
No, listen. Vaughn, you gonna get kicked out. Okay. We have Vaughn, just tell me if Madcap Moss is on TV. That's it. That's all I want to know. We have that. It was a great match. Jay Lethal is a great worker. Christopher Daniels is a great worker. They are both veterans. So it was a great match or whatever. It was a lot of history between them two. So great, little match or whatever. Did you watch it? I watched bits and pieces. I'm not really.
I watched it because I know I was gonna come up here and speak to you. So I watched it when I was at work today.
He said the only reason why I watched because I was gonna be on.
Yo, because you know what it is? Like, again, I have family. Like, I feel what happened on Friday. Like, I be catching stuff on the fly when I'm at work. I'll probably watch them. I watch AEW Dynamite every Wednesday. I watch the pay-per-views every chance I get. Rampage, I catch when I can catch. And the same thing with Dark. Life is going too fast. Plus, launched a shirt. I'm running a business now. I gotta get comfortable. I'm a one-man show with the help of my wife. I'm busy.
Blue said, I got a life. I
can't watch this every day no more. I can't. Buy the shirt, by the way. We got like less than 27 left.
Buy the Sasha Banks shirt, bro.
ForUrWear.com.
Yeah.
ForUrWear.com.
Can I just say this real quick? I hate to interrupt because I ain't supposed to be talking. But hey, man, we've been seeing this for 21 years. I like both of them, but it's 21 years of this.
Yeah, so I ain't gonna say
I'm
too
tired of it.
I ain't gonna say too much on that one. We'll get to the next one. Go to the next one, Banks. So everything was kind of setting up to Death Before Dishonor. I didn't catch much of the pay-per-view, but I catch what I could. The right person won. We have Claudio is the new Ring of Honor champion. What you think about that?
It caught me off guard. I was at Buffalo Wild Wings, and I was like looking at my phone. I was watching it on my phone, and I'm like, oh snap, he actually won. I didn't get to see the whole match. I didn't see the whole setup. I didn't see like him, like, you know, Gresham coming out not looking too happy. You know, I didn't get to see none of that. I just saw the match, and you know, Claudio deserves it in a sense of a long run type of situation. It just kind of messed up that he came in a month later and just like. Like, this is what his fourth match, and he's world champion.
Oh well, wait, put Wee Man Wade. What he say? Wee Man Wade. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to Octopus. I'm gonna get to it.
Hold that thought. Put a pin in it.
Hold that thought. Hold it, okay? But the right person won.
Yeah, of course. In terms of like pushing your brand forward, Claudio's your guy.
The right person won. Claudio won the new Ring of Honor champion. I don't remember what was next on. Oh yeah, I like them. I like him. He's very good. That was my second time seeing him. So I like that. I like the whole gimmick. I like that.
Yeah, it's dope. Shout out to the Righteous. I think they said they felt well. They're done with Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
I think aren't they part of like TNA?
Yeah.
Honor No More.
Yeah.
So shout out to them.
Yeah, and then you had Daniel Garcia and Yoda. That was a good pure championship match. Them Young Lions is up next, y'all.
A match. The next pillars.
Yeah, they the next pillars for sure. Them, because Daniel Garcia is brutal, Yuta is brutal, so it was a great match. They both was doing that thing in the ring. I was impressed with what I saw. Match of the night, in my opinion. That was match of the night. In my opinion. I don't care what nobody say. Roosh and Dragon Lee.
I won't argue that because it was a very dope match. Like it was very, very good for a match that's supposed to be just a match with no titles on the line or anything like that, no story behind it, just that they're brothers going against each other. I wonder if they're really brothers or because they're just Los Ingobernables together. I don't know how to say that word. I just want to hear what I was just. That's how I say it. Their pops are best friends, so you know how that goes. Got it. Yeah. Say no more.
Yeah, you know how that goes. So yeah.
Yeah. But that was definitely a dope match. I really enjoyed it. Like that was seeing them two go against each other was very good.
Tony Khan, if you're listening to my show, may you please book Los Ingobernables versus Lucha Brothers and Viking Code. That's all I want. Please book it. That's a great. I feel like you're leading to it because they have history together. All of
Sidebar, I was kind of sad that we didn't get an LIJ and Los Ingobernables at Forbidden Door.
Well, CMLL, man. That's CMLL.
Now, it would have been dope to see all of them in the ring together.
Yeah, they said
finally all together. That'd have been nice.
Man. CMLL is on. They petty like that, so they was like, nah, G.
Yeah, I gotta take some lessons from you because you be in this lucha world. I need to sit down.
Oh yeah, yeah. They CML like if you're wondering why Lucha Brothers and them wasn't booked because of CMLL, they nope. They petty behind New Japan right now. They have a beef. So it was like, nah.
Understood.
It was like, no. Yeah, I did too. But we had Mercedes Martinez versus Serena Deeb. That was a great technical women's match.
This made me mad.
That was a great match.
This made me get mad at the crowd because the crowd was just sitting there as these women was tearing it down.
They don't show up for the girls, man.
I'm like, yo, what are y'all doing? Like, they are. If this was the men, y'all have been up on your feet, clapping. This is wrestling and all the other jazz. And these women are killing themselves in the ring, like literally killing themselves in the ring with like some dope spots, dope technical wrestling, and y'all sitting on your asses. Like, that was making me mad as hell. But it didn't take away from that. The match was dope. Like, Serena Deeb's, Mercedes Martinez. Listen, that was a good thing to watch.
Yes, they like great match, great. But
the reversals was crazy.
When we was at Ring of Honor Supercard in Dallas, we was live for the women's match. And then you had one guy was Mercedes Martinez. We were like, no, bro, that doesn't even no. No, with another chant. He was like Mercedes Martinez. I'm like, no, bro, like no.
The UK?
Nah, you know, in Texas, most of us drink when we go to wrestling shows. So by the time they got on, he was drunk. So he was like, Mercedes Martinez.
Get the harmony going.
Right. Because everybody was like, let's go Willow Hill. Mercedes. Like, no, be quiet. But that was a great match. I love me some Serena Deeb. But we'll get into the main event. Am I missing?
You ain't see a Joe? The Joe versus
Joe.
Listen. When Joe hit you, Joe hit you.
Is Samoa Joe black? I mean, not black, but is he back?
I mean, I guess he's like not trying to wrestle as much because of, you know, he don't want to like hurt himself and stuff like that. But like when he's in the ring, that man, he reminds you why he's one of the baddest men on this planet when he comes in that ring. Like, I really enjoy watching him wrestle.
Bullied the fuck at that dude. He did bully him. He bullied him. Indeed.
I like the fact when he interrupted Jay Lethal's entrance. Like, you taking too much time. Hit my music.
Jay Lethal always take all day, so yeah, I get it. I understand it. So,
like, you taking too long. Hit my music.
Right. This was probably one of the best cards for ROH in the last 5 years. We've been there for ROH. Had some ridiculous shit booked, or you could tell they was on perks with certain shit. I don't know. Right. So this was a decent card for them. So, you know, during the media call, Tony answered several questions towards ROH, like you said. So they still shipping around for the TV deals. I think they'll eventually get one of these days. So just patience. So sometimes we'll see some ROH stuff in AEW or on Dynamite. So, I mean, not Dynamite, but Rampage. So, right. And then you get to the tag match part 2. I was there for the first one at Supercard.
Lucky.
The Bite Boys versus FTR. They look like they bite, so that's what I call them. The Bite Boys versus FTR, another banger. They have great chemistry in the ring.
It's amazing.
Yeah, they're amazing. Very amazing.
That power driver off the top, like what? What?
And it's looking like maybe they are reconsidering of having Briscoe's back on ROH. Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh, so during the media call, TK he basically broke the news that they're exclusively signed to Ring of Honor.
Okay.
Already, like they're the first official announced originals that are signed to Ring of Honor right now. Okay. Nobody else has been announced. They don't know who else is going to be a part of it outside of the champions, of course, for right now. But yeah, definitely.
Very. So that's good news to y'all that like the Bite Boys. So they are back with ROH. Of course, FTR won. You know, I like FTR. I like them, but when it comes to Young Bucks, I don't care for them. So, because everybody knows I am a Young Bucks stan. So,
Yeah, like I was having a conversation with my boy yesterday, and we like, because I've done this, and I might start some stuff, and I know you don't like bringing up WWE. Just this one thing though, we have to have a conversation one day about these Usos,
oh, what about them?
about them being the best tag team in the world. We have to have this conversation one day because, in my
Who
opinion, they're not
said-
even top 5. You know the usual, like, oh, they're the best. No, they're not even top 5. Let's keep it 100. I've said this before and I got in trouble, but I'm gonna say it again. They're not even top 5. I'm sorry.
They not. The Booty Boys sons are not top 5. Sorry.
Like, we'll have that conversation one day. We're gonna bring you on a mixed tag show to have that conversation. We'll talk tag teams.
Now I do mess with Jay Uso solo. I do mess with him.
Yeah.
He's
I was
Jay
saying-
Uso by himself, yes. But them as a tag team, I just don't care for.
I was saying he should beat the other guy, their big cousin. I don't want to say no names because this is the wrong show. But I really thought he should have been the one to beat his cousin and win his title. But you know, WWE's gonna WWE. So anyway,
I'm about
back
to
to
throw up.
AEW.
We're talking about the Booty Boys sons too much. But we're going to get into Mr. Blues Wrestler of the Week. What is your AEW Wrestler of the Week?
So my AEW wrestlers of the week are Swerve and Our Glory, the tag team champions. I feel like they have really put on for the culture, and how their storytelling was great in terms of how they won the title. I know it was the week before, but I didn't get a chance to really talk about it. So I'm like, let me pick them because they did have a great segment too on Dynamite. So I was like, yo, they've been really on point. I'm pretty sure they stole everybody because we really thought Swerve was going to turn on Keith in the middle of the match. Just keep it 100.
Right.
Everybody was like, this is happening. And for them to end up winning the title was amazing to me. So those are my wrestlers of the week. They've been hitting it. Hearing Keith talk on the mic naturally is just amazing. Having Swerve do what he do is amazing. Them together complement each other because they're so different but the same. So that's why I picked them for the wrestlers of the week, just to put some more highlight on those two because I love them as a tag team.
Okay. Well, we have Swerve and Our Glory as AEW Wrestler of the Week. You know what mine is. You know what mine is. Put them up. Jerry Go.
Hey, my man got one win, and you put him on the Titantron.
Jerry Goat is my AEW Wrestler of the Week. He proves that he can still do what he do. He did put over 80 Kingston. Even though he didn't win, he still put him over. He took a lot of bumps that scared me. He was willing to do that. I know a lot of you were upset because y'all wanted Eddie Kingston to win, but he didn't. He took the L.
He'll be all right.
Get over it. DMX, fake DMX is okay. He'll be okay. He can go to his crib and shine his Timbs, and he'll be okay. Okay?
Wow, they don't shine Timbs in New York.
Oh, they don't. Oh, okay. He can go and eat his what's the sandwich I tried out there?
Chopped cheese.
Chopped cheese. He can go and eat his chopped cheese, and he'll be all right. He threw my goat in the pit of thorns, so he's all right. He broke his nose too, so he'll be all right. But my Jerry Goat took the dub. That's my AEW Wrestler of the Week. And let's get on the goofy. Wade, I hope you're looking. My goofy of the week is Jonathan Gresham. As y'all know, Jonathan Gresham was so upset. He had his pennies in a bunch after losing the match and apparently crossed out TK and want his release from AEW and ROH. Jonathan Gresham does what happened to him is what he has done to other Black indie wrestlers. If you don't know the story, you should ask your local indie wrestler that wanted to be on Terminus but did not get any. Nobody, no feedback, no nothing. Jonathan Gresham also said in an interview he tried to use the black card He tried to say, because I am black, people do this and this and this. This is the first of one time that he have used the black card. Now, this is the person that has tried to exclude himself of being black, want to be identified as just black when it comes to certain things. So I found it kind of funny for him to use the black card because you have a history of wanting to be the only nigga in the room. So let's not do that, okay? You have a history of that. People do not forget. And if you want to dig deeper, it was a certain person that was getting famous in ROH, and you started to act funny because of that. He wanted to set up a match, so he thought it was a good idea to take it to Twitter and, just get a little interaction so it can build up to it. But you got in your feelings and you blocked that black wrestler, and period poo. We all seen it. We know the tea. So you are the goofy of the week. This is a lesson to people. This is a lesson to all, especially if you black and you watching. You cannot always remember this. No matter what you are to them, you are still black. Stop forgetting who you are to please certain people. And I say this, you had the strength and the courage to cuss out Tony Khan, but didn't for Jericho when Jericho bullied your wife. But you want to come for, you see what I'm saying? It's stuff like that. It's stuff like that. You got to be careful. And you're the same guy that want to dissociate yourself from Black Twitter, wrestling community. And now you want us to have your back when it comes to stuff. It doesn't work like that. We saw how you acted towards Anthony Ogogo when all he was trying to do was book a match against you. And you did it again to another person that was in ROH. He doesn't want me to identify him, but if context clues 2 + 2 = 4. So, and then you have black indie wrestlers that wanted to be on Terminus, and you made it seem like Terminus was for the culture, but you didn't do that. What you have done was you do Terminus and you only book your friends, and you leave certain black indie wrestlers on red. So I want to say this, karma has no dates on it. Everything that you felt that Tony Khan owes you, guess what them black indie wrestlers that wanted an opportunity feel? They feel the same fate that you feel right now. So you are goofy of the week. Now you may not get booked for nothing. So make sure you focus on Terminus and make sure Terminus is successful because you're goofy. Period poo.
Period. What's period poo?
Huh?
What's period poo?
It just means period. Like the real champion should have put the real champion that should have been champion. That should have stayed. Come on, Banks, put him up. Put the picture up, Banks. No. Put the picture up of the person that Gresham beat. There you go. That's who should have stayed champion. It should have been Bandito versus Claudio at this pay-per-view. That's the only thing Tony Khan did wrong. You should have never had Bandito lose to this man that has a temper problem because things don't go his way, because he want to still shake hands in a ring and all of this other stuff. No. He could go to Impact or just focus on Terminus. How about that?
It's rough out here. It's rough out here.
What Weed Man Wade? What he say? Put his comment up. He want to get cussed out so bad. Put his comment. What he say? Jericho deserves to be my wrestler of the week. But I'm not going to cuss you out, okay? But I said what I said about Gresham. I made a tweet. All y'all seen my tweet. But that's his problem. Like, you cannot do that. Is a lesson to all black folks. You cannot do that. Like, we are rooting for you. We want all black people to be successful, but do not lose or forget where you come from, who you are, and how you got there. Because now you're trying to, they're not going to have my back. No, because you have dissociated yourself from us ever since you married that girl and you started, you know what I'm saying, thinking you better than all the other black folks. That's not how that works. You can't, that's not how it works. So now he done deactivated his Twitter, and also the Terminus page because he has a tantrum right now, so. But if you want to support him, make sure you support Terminus, but you probably won't see your favorite black indie person on there. But that's that. That's that. You have anything you want to say, Mr. Blue, for the Goofy of the Week, or how you feel?
Oh, no. I was just saying, like, you know, the whole Gresham situation is like, I tweeted this, you know, two things can be right at the same time. Like, a lot of information that you share, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't claim to be know, and I'm not going to pick sides because I don't know. But at the same time, we also have to look at the aspect of AEW. You got to do better with your talent relations as well.
Yeah,
you can't let that be lost in a situation because there's too many super like wrestlers that, you know, complain about not being told or not know that their contracts is up or what's happening. For him to be, you chose him, like you said, you chose him to be your champion by letting him beat Bandito, and then you don't keep contact with him. That's kind of like, what are you doing here? But on the flip side, why I would support that is because your Goofy of the Week is because you can't have a tantrum because you're not getting your way with the match. You still have to go out there and perform your match if you're going to do it. Mm-hmm. If you're going to walk out and take a stand, walk out and take a stand. Be who you're going to be. But you can't come out there and half-ass it. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse, but, you know, you can't go out there and just half-ass it and then, you know, and then just walk off. Like, that's not cool at the same time because that doesn't do nothing for Claudio. Claudio ain't do nothing
exactly.
to you. Like, there was no reason for you to go out there and, even though the match was okay. The match was okay. Like
it could have been better.
Back and forth. But I know it could have been better. That's the problem. Like, everybody knows that it could have been way better than that. And you to come out there and just walk out, then that's the problem. But yeah, definitely AEW holds some kind of like responsibility because them switching management the day after, that was kind of weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot of like situations. We find out that wasn't their fault either. That's on Telly. But you can't get mad at them for that if that's the case. If it's not on AEW, it's on Telly, then get mad at Telly. You can't get mad at TK for that. You gotta know how to manage your anger, and that's another thing too. Like you gotta control your emotions sometimes as a wrestler. And I told you this off the camera. Like it's too many instances where he have an issue and quick judgment to react a certain way without like, you know, either talking it out or thinking it through. And it's just like react. You can't be that way as a wrestler. You gotta have tough skin. But yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it does happen. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, the talent relations, it needs to be better. I know Christopher Daniels is one of them. So, you know, if you need to answer
TK
your
needs
phone.
somebody. TK needs somebody that he actually, because I feel like the Daniels situation is probably where the Young Bucks put him into place, and TK probably was like, yeah, all right, cool, that's your people's. But like TK needs to pick somebody that he's gonna actually listen to.
Right,
he's allowed to represent him.
I feel like Tony is still, because he's still on this I don't really trust y'all because he allowed them to do so much, and then he still kind of probably think about Cody sometimes on his decisions. Like, nah, man, I had a nightmare. Nope, I don't trust y'all right now.
Because let's be honest, he picked Cody over the Young Bucks, and then Cody dipped on them, so he kind of looked like boo-boo face around the Young Bucks. Like, right. So yeah, you're definitely right. So now he's trying to make sure that he does everything himself to make sure everything goes right, but you can't do everything yourself.
Yeah,
like
you can't.
You running too many teams.
Too many. Like you got, first of all, you got too much on your plate by yourself. And you not even 40 yet. So
right.
That's a lot. You're gonna stretch yourself out. You're already stretching yourself thin. So you're gonna stretch yourself out. So
You need to build a team that he
he'll
trusts
eventually,
and be his arm.
yeah, hopefully TNT probably step in and be like, all right, we're gonna get you some help because you can't keep doing this by yourself. So maybe the network will end up stepping in on that. So we'll see. But if you will have any shout outs or anything before we
shout out to my wife, the kids, you know what I mean, the family. Shout out to my tag team partner, Jenna, I guess. She's all right. If you want to check her out, Miss Jenna, maybe BAYBEE. The Mixed Tag Show, of course, check out ForUrWear. We got less than 27 shirts left of the Mercedes Ronaldo Queen shirts. Black Guy Wrestlers, Wrestling Podcast, they drop an unlimited exclusive this Friday. Just to give you a heads up, I got a Trinity shirt dropping soon. I'm working with some more people. If you are a podcast, whatever, holla at me. If you want to get some merch off, let me know. Do some fulfillments because, you know, them people out there ain't for us. And, you know, I'm trying to get that good customer service. I'm trying to make sure I get paid properly because a lot of these, like, other spots, you get like $4 or $5 for your merch. And it's like, that's crazy because you're doing most of the work of, like, you know, promoting and stuff like that. It's your brand. So you should be getting paid more than that. So I've been making sure that, you know, the podcasters get the proper payments and stuff like that. I'm just trying to build this company. So shout out to everybody.
Yeah, because we know that one company that they did what they did and a lot of black people was under them or whatever. Y'all better get to ForUrWear and get to the business. He's there. We got somebody that's us, that's for us. So make sure y'all follow him on Twitter. Make sure you follow the business on Twitter. Make sure y'all follow me on Twitter, Dastardly Duo 3. Make sure y'all follow Drip, Davis, aka Drip. Work husband, I love you. I miss you. Make sure y'all follow Public Enemies Podcast. Make sure y'all follow them. Make sure you follow Banks, but he barely be on Twitter, so I would say follow him, but he ain't gonna be on there.
Yeah, someone needs to bust like that.
Banks don't be on.
She's not lying. Blue at all, so she's
absolutely
right.
Okay.
Yeah, he barely be on Twitter. I would say follow Banks, but he don't be on Twitter like that. He might.
I felt bad too. Twitter be funny sometimes. It be funny money. I go up there and talk to people I talk to, and I did.
Banks will fuck around and follow you 3 months afterwards because he ain't been on there.
I got one more shout out though.
Huh?
One more shout out.
Okay.
Shout out to you for having me on your show. Thank you so much. You said you had me. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate it. You know, you the homie, so I had to do this. I told my wife, this is not even my setup. If people watch the show, like, I'm set up in the living room. I had to move all my stuff to the living room just so I could do it because the baby's asleep. I'm like, let me just move everything so I could, you know what I mean, have time with Keeks and, you know, and give her the proper.
Oh, you good. If everybody know they done heard my mama done been in my show, my sister done been in my kids, they in the room now. So it's I don't do that. Ain't no, you know, it is what it is. Everybody knows mom. I know you a dad. So if the little ones will pop in and pop out, it happens. It's a family show. So
you coming out here for the AEW show or no?
No, I will not. But I will be in New York for Black Girl Magic, and also
I'll be in Orlando.
Slam 2. I will be in the building. I will be masked up, and I will have my lights off because I heard the monkeypox out there. I don't know what's going on in New York, but I don't.
I'm in Jersey, but like I'll be in Orlando during that. That's the thing. When you came up last time for Black Wrestlers Fest, it was Father's Day weekend.
Yeah, that's I why some people. But I was like, dang, that's Father's Day weekend. But
right, and now Black Girl Magic and Java Slam is my wife's birthday week, so we're going to Orlando for the week to go see family. So it's just like,
I can't catch a break.
I can't.
Yeah, so I will be out there representing Public Enemies Podcast as well. So they there through me. So if you're out there and you want to get to them, and just know I will be out there. So I'll be representing the squad. I'll be out there. Tickets are still on sale for Black Girl Magic. Also, Wrestle Rave in Houston is their anniversary coming up. So if you're in the Houston area, H-Town, Make sure you purchase your tickets for Wrestle Rave. First anniversary is going to go down. Shout out to Nick. I had to do that. And thank you guys for tuning in. Thank y'all for supporting the show. Next week, I will have a special guest next week. So make sure y'all tune in. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all.
Battle Slam this Saturday. Battle Slam.
Battle Slam is Saturday. Battle Slam is Saturday. Make sure you put your flowers on the comments for Blue. Thank you, Blue, for coming to the show. And we are out of here.
You've mentioned a couple names recently. Who were they?
Listen, man. They call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.